All right, hey everyone. Wanted to go ahead and put together some guides here. You can see Torrey Pines hole 4 par 4. We got wind, straight tailwind here. Now this is going to be my first stab at vet content for you guys. You'll see this is probably the earliest that I feel comfortable really in the vet division. Now it's going to be hard to win in vet with my setup, the way that I have, kind of my ball and bag and everything. But what you'll see here, I'm thinking something along the lines of maybe a loop. The spider, you can see I'm just starting to get that early ball in inventory in here. And, maybe could even go spider here. So I'm thinking loop or spider. Another thing that I wanted to kind of talk about is, if you have grids, this is the first time that you're going to see winds large. You're going to see, winds above 5 miles per hour, 7 miles per hour. You might have to go a lot more than 5 rings. And of course, at the vet level, especially for me to try to compete and maybe beat these guys, because a lot of times there's going to be at least, a handful of guys, probably about 10, who definitely have me out clubbed. There's going to be at least 10 guys in my bracket with clubs greater than what I have. So with that being said, it is very crucial that you're in play on all of these holes. You can see I get a large tailwind. And of course, when I use these balls, it's going to upgrade my accuracy as well. My pulls won't be quite nearly as substantial. You can see I'm just going to focus on using a loop bar here, kind of a mid-range ball. And you'll see with the grid, it's going to make things a lot easier. Now, if you are using a iOS version, 13.6 or something like that, you should have built-in grid as well. I'm using a customizable grid here. And on Android, you have a lot more capabilities. If you want to go kind of like a free version, you'll see you could go something like Material Queue would be the name of the app to look into for a free version. I'm using the Golf Clash Notebook version, which lets me kind of customize the grid exactly the way that I want to see it. So here you can see we're going to use maybe about 2 backspin here. I do expect this ball guide to kind of expand out a little bit with this tailwind. You'll also see that I was very close to the max line. So with that in mind, with the max, I'm thinking more along the lines of a max adjustment, 1.4, 1.3 per ring. At one point, let's say we go 1.3 here on this ring adjustment. That would make 5 rings, 6.5, 7.8 at 6. So we're going to go at least 7.8. Since we have an 8.4, we'll go 6.5-ish rings. Let's just see how this works out. Keep in mind, like I mentioned, I expect that ball guide to kind of expand out. And looking pretty good. It looks like it's just coming into the right, though. So a little bit off, but overall not too bad. And you can see, put forth a very good effort. And as I mentioned, if you are interested in grids, this is the first level where I think really it really starts to be kind of critical, because you'll see that the competition is a lot stiffer in vet. And, like I said, if you want to go free version, there's an app called Material Queue. The Golf Clash Notebook, it's going to be a little bit more, programmable to where you can put the lines exactly where you want on the screen very easily without having to know source code to write from Material Queue. Now, I do have guides, Material Queue guides you could Google on YouTube to help yourself. If you do want to check out my video, Material Queue is the name of the app. And it would be entirely free for you to use. You just have to, get the source information yourself from the Golf Clash Notebook Facebook group, for example, would be. But of course, there's the Android and iOS versions in the store. Only the Android version is going to have grid lines. Okay, you can't customizably grid on on the iOS. So you will have to use the default iOS 13.6 grid lines if you would like to have grids on your screen, which will be not programmable and they'll just be kind of fixed on the screen. So keep that in mind. Good luck there, and I'll see you guys on hole 2 momentarily.